Okay. Got it. Okay. Just give it a few moments here. All right. Cool. I think we're streaming live on YouTube now. I just gotta make sure I mute my, okay, there you go. It's awesome. Awesome. Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for hopping on here. Appreciate you for taking the time, making an effort to, oops, I hear myself. That's weird. Okay. Hold on real quick. Where? Okay. Is that somebody? Okay, hold on real quick. Technical difficulties here. Okay, I found it. It's crazy, right? You have like 1,000 screens, 1,000 tabs open. All of a sudden, you're like, okay, what's going on here? Like hearing voices, that was going crazy. But it took my supplements this morning, so it should be good. So thank you guys for joining us. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up my notes real quick so I get sidetracked because it's one of the most exciting, things that I like to work on because it's really changed my game in network marketing. So you have this every Friday with John Haremza. And thank you all the industry leaders for hopping on a little bit early with us, because without you guys, we wouldn't be able to grow and contribute to everyone that's learning in this industry, and just really as a whole, collectively help each other, right? So also thank you to everyone that's listening to recording. Maybe you're one of those that's actually building this business, building your business in the industry of network marketing part-time. So definitely appreciate you continue to learn and really build this industry, building your business effectively and being a professional about it so you can actually start to get professional results. Now, if you missed the training or you want to share some of the training that we do today with people, I'm going to go ahead and drop a link to John Haremza's YouTube channel. You can go ahead and share that link as well. Make sure you subscribe so you don't actually miss any of the top secret insider training that we do. John has been incredible. He does this every single Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I'm sure like by this time you guys have figured out, right? Like this is not John Haremza. I am not John Haremza. He actually is in Barcelona right now doing it international, like a major international event. And he asked me if we can keep this going. I said, yeah, I'd be more than happy to. So absolutely appreciate the fact that he thought enough about me. So hopefully I can, kind of do my part and make him feel confident in the decision to ask me to do this. So my name is Sivilay Kounlabout. My close friends call me Siv because it's just a lot easier. And some of my friends like easy, right? So before network marketing, I was actually working in retail sales. I did that for a little over a decade. I thought, being a refugee and immigrant from Laos, the most important thing was taking care of my family, right? I have 8 children, 7 girls, 1 boy, and an incredible wife. And I thought, man, this is it, right? I have to just learn and just make a lot of money, put food on the table. And after several years, I started to move up in the corporate ladder and things were going great because the money is better. But the more money I made, the less family time I had. And it really got to eking into my skin because the relationship I had with my wife wasn't really there. We barely talked. And I was depressed most of the time. When I was talked about this industry, I thought, wow, that's cool. I saw people on stage that's 18, 19 years old. When I was, I was actually introduced to this industry when I was 16. I said to myself, man, one day I want to have that kind of confidence because I had very low self-esteem. And here I am, in the comfort of my home, being able to share this with you. And because of the decision I made to be a part of this industry and to learn and to grow, in formats like this, I'm able to just sit here from the comfort of my home, to share with you what we can do together to grow your business and to grow each other. And so I have a better relationship with my wife now. I have more time with my family. I have way more confidence within myself. And also, I think most importantly, because outside of me is my future, because my future also encompasses my family, my friends, and people I love. So it wasn't easy for me, okay? It wasn't easy for me coming into the industry with so much hope, so much dreams, so many aspirations, and not to have the required basic skills to build this. So I was, I fell flat on my face, like maybe some of you did, right? I had a lot to learn, a lot of skills to learn, and I'm still continuing to learn. And today, what we're going to talk about is, I think, probably the most essential skill for me, right? That really took me from, wanting to build the business to actually building the business, okay? And that was learning how to get a positive decision from people and also overcoming some of the common objections that most people have. And actually taking this training straight out of John Haremza's book, Right or Almost Right. And we're actually on chapter 12 on page 128. So if you don't have this book, highly recommend it. I think John is giving away a free download. If you go to johnharemza.com, you can actually steal some of his highly coveted secrets, right? Actually, not highly coveted. He freely and openly trains on this subject. And I feel this is the most important subject for me because, man, I was struggling so much. And it was just like, I almost gave up on the industry because I saw so many people succeeding. And I was like, why not me? And this is probably the reasons why I wasn't as successful as I wanted to be, because I didn't understand how to overcome people's objections. And before we go into that, I just want to say, if you're going through that right now, I think the number one thing, that we have to understand is the mindset of part of it. But just to increase the engagement, what do you think is some of the most common, or in your experience, right? What are some of the most common objections? Like, go ahead and just put in the chat so we can see if we're talking in the same subject here. Oh, I see that a lot more people hopped on. Thank you guys for hopping on. The book, right, Matthew, is Right or Almost Right by John Haremza. If you go to first name John Haremza, last name.com, you'll see it, right? Yeah, Lori, time, money, absolutely. Yep. I hear you on that one. I get a few of those, especially right now, right? It's because people are having to work maybe more than one gig, more than one job, because the money's changed, the lifestyle's increased, everything is going crazy. So yeah, Right or Almost Right. Thank you, Larry, for putting that on there. And while I'm in the chat, let me go ahead and just pop this copy and paste, right? Gotta love copy and paste, okay? So that's the link to the YouTube for folks that want to listen in on the recording, because I know you guys are busy, but you definitely want to grow. All right, so let's see. Okay, awesome. You can't put it, then I don't want, oh man, I hear you on that. I was that guy. Okay, so let me make sure I look at my notes so I'm not all over the place again. All right, so a lot of the objections that I see on the chat is very common, but also very life-threatening when it comes to building your business, because you don't know what you don't know, right? That's the difference between simplifying building your business and complicating it. Because the truth is this: if you knew what you needed to know, it's simple, right? That's how simple this business is built. If you didn't know it, then it's just you didn't know it, okay? So we mentioned the time thing. I don't have enough time. I can't afford it. That's another one, right? I'm not good at selling stuff. Okay, I'm too busy. I don't have enough time. I can't do what you do. Is this a pyramid scheme? Am I the only one that gets it? Like, I don't get that anymore. Like, my market is different now. But when I started out, I got a lot of those. Maybe it's because of the way I came off, but I got a lot of, is this a pyramid scheme? Is this one of those get rich quick schemes? How about anybody else? I need to talk to my wife or husband. Okay, anybody else? Okay. All right. So before we go into, just sharing how we overcome all these objections, because I think it's really relevant, because in the chat box gets blowing up and people are saying pretty much the same thing, right? And maybe somebody's putting it in the chat box before you can even put it in there, but you're thinking it, right? So my belief system is really what got me to get the kind of results that I have today as a top leader in a company, right? Because before I was scared. I was scared, like throw up, can't, I feel like there's not enough oxygen in my space. Like somebody's breathing up all the oxygen, right? On Earth. It's just like, I couldn't pick up the phone. It was just, oh man, it was like a cold sweat sensation, right? Because I was in the posture of, I needed people. I was so desperate, I hated my job. Every day I went to work and made more money. It was less time with my family. I was in desperation mode. I didn't want it. I needed it, right? There's a difference between want and need. I needed this to work, because if it didn't work, it's like another day, another month, another year of me not being able to see my family grow. I mean, I can see them on social media, but not really being able to grow with them, not being able to spend time with them. I hated that feeling. And the truth is, it affected how I connected with people, because that's my posture. I was in the need mode, right? I had no posture, okay? First and foremost, I think posture is the one most important thing in overcoming any objection, because that connects you to the belief system that you have. The people you talk to, and John talks about this all the time, is going to take more from how you say things, your conviction, than what you say, right? You can say, man, I really love this stuff. It's amazing. Like, you should really try it. Or, man, I really love this stuff. You don't even have to tell people to try it. No? All right. So today, though, I have a totally different belief system. I'm sold, man. I'm sold 100% all in with the CEO, the people, the leadership. Like, look, guys, we have incredible leaders in this company that could be anywhere right now with their time, right? But they dedicated some time and put in some effort to be here to share with you and contribute to the betterment of people in this industry, so people can actually not just build this business almost right, but actually build it right. So I have a totally different system now. Whether someone does or someone don't, it doesn't matter. It doesn't affect me. It doesn't. I'm going to build this with or without them. I don't need anyone in my business, right? So I started to talent scout versus talent shout, like, begging people, hey, look, this is the best thing since wrestling or sliced bread. You got to take a look. No, none of that stuff. And if you guys know me, I'm not really like super animated. I'm just doing this because I know it allows people to pay attention, right? I'm doing it for you, okay? So I stopped convincing people I have posture. Before, I had no posture. Now I have posture. So we have a lot of industry leaders, top leaders in the company, and this is kind of a generic, next level, grow your network marketing business type training that John Haremza does every single Friday. I'm going to go ahead and just open it up. Please unmute yourself. I can see a few people starting to talk. Please unmute yourself so we see, like what you wanted to share, like what it takes to be. What's the success mindset of a recruiter? I see a lot of stuff on the chat already, but there's people listening to this recording, also listening live, that may not, they want to hear the concept. So feel free to just unmute yourself and share with us what your success mindset is as a recruiter. And if you're moving your lips and I can't hear you, you're not unmuted. Are you guys able to unmute yourself? Okay, hold on. Take that as a, hold on, let's see here. Okay, are you able to unmute yourself?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, there you go.
We're able to unmute ourselves. Hi, guys. This is Haddy. Real quick, as a recruiter, the thing is, you cannot expect people to know. They don't know what you don't. What is it like? They don't know what you know. So definitely, my thing is, you got to give them a chance. And if you don't open up and ask, the answer is always going to be no. So Just go out there, just share from your heart, because we have amazing products. We have amazing stuff that people may need. You never know what you might give them a chance of a new beginning, of something new. So my thing would say, don't say no to what you don't know, and don't assume. Ask. At least you know if it's a no, but a no might not be a no forever. All right, back to you, Siv. Thank you. I like this topic.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing that. It just really says a lot about your belief system, because you're just looking for people, and you know that what you have is great. That's something that I got from you, and that you're just giving people a chance, right? Not everybody's going to take the chance, but it's great to know that you have something that you believe in. And if you allow them to see for themselves, if they can vibe with it, then they can do something with it, right? So anybody else want to touch on that topic of really what it takes to be a successful recruiter, the mindset of a successful recruiter? All right, feel free to unmute yourself and hop on in, guys. Now that we know it works. Okay. All right. Okay, I think maybe we touched enough on that. Okay, so let's go into, man, have you guys ever got lost in your notes? Let me see here. Okay, here we go. All right. So, yeah. So let's move along. One of the biggest objection that we see people say is, I don't have time. Okay, I don't have time. I think part of it is knowing that, especially now, it's changed a lot. People have to work harder to make more money. It's not just one job. Some people I've heard actually have 2 jobs, 3 jobs, right? 3 jobs even now. So 80 to 90% of the people are actually doing this business. They're building this part-time because they're so busy building someone else's dream, and they see this as a part-time gig, or they're just like, man, I just don't have time. So how do you handle that, right? Knowing that most people that you run into will have a lot of obligations. Maybe they have kids, right? Just like myself. Like, that's one of the excuses that I could have used. But I later learned that, hey, I can't make more than 24 hours in a day. I have to sleep, and I can't work more than 3 jobs, right? It was already life-threatening to work 3 jobs. So how would you guys overcome that? Go ahead and just unmute, like the money objection. Have you had that objection yourself, and how did you overcome that? I'm gonna call on Kat because she gets a lot of people like that. Come on in, Kat.
Hello, good morning. Sorry, I'm like cooking and trying to listen to, but I mean, that's a great.
Hey, thanks. What are you cooking? What's for lunch?
Spaghetti right now.
Oh,
I know, I gotta get my carbs in.
No carb day for me today. Okay, right on. So yeah, like, you get a lot of that, right? Because a lot of your friends are around your age group. They're going to college. They have jobs, and they're going to college.
Yeah. I mean, I that one party like the most, right? Because people are working 2 jobs, especially the way with things are now. It's like weird, like part-time, they got to work another part-time because certain hours. And then plus school, right? So I always get that adjustment a lot. Like, I have no time. I can't do this, right? And I think the biggest thing is the way you approach somebody, right? If you're forcing people to watch, 5-hour webinars, sending them like 2-hour videos, of course, they're not going to have time for it, because I wouldn't either, right? Because I work right now, and it would be hard to get people to sit down for 2 hours webinars, for really long videos. And if it's very complicated, like I said, no one's going to do it. And I don't think I would do it because I have such a hard time. So I think if you just talk to your leader and think of simple ways, like simple videos, like 5-minute video to share the opportunities. Don't talk on the phone for 4 hours with your friends, right, about this business opportunity. I think that's something that messed up a lot. I'll be constantly on the phone with them, like 5 hours, and they're like, I'm thinking about it. But if you make it short, easy, just share it as fast as possible. I think that's one of the ways that I kind of cut down that objection a lot. All right, back to you.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing that, Kat, because absolutely, it really goes into along the lines of, I can't do this, right? Because like John talks about all the time, and that is like how you present the business, how you show people how you do the business is how you set an example for other people to do the business. So if you're like on the phone with them for 2 hours at a time answering all their questions, they're thinking, oh wow, I have to know a lot. I probably have to spend a lot of time and energy learning this stuff. And since they already don't have time, right, or they're just have a lot of different obligations. So yeah, thank you for touching that. That's huge, because it's really more about what you're doing in the process than actually what you're saying. I mean, you can be saying a lot too, but and that's another pitfall, is you're saying too much to too few versus saying saying less to more people. So anybody else would like to touch on this? Is I don't have enough time. Feel free to unmute yourself. So I see a chat here. Spaghetti sounds good. Yes, Hattie. Time objection. Yeah. There you go. Just sharing your story. Just sharing your story, being relatable. Like, just connecting to them. So something that I got from the book Right or Almost Right is just knowing that most people are doing this business part-time. Most people are building other people's dreams, and if they do decide to do this business, it's going to be part-time. And somehow, some way, you through the presentation, through the process, you have to already overcome that objection. That's the best way to overcome any objection, is through display of how you do it is the best way to do it. And so another way that I heard John talk about or ask, what he said, hey, if somebody says, hey, I don't have enough time, then he'll say, okay, great, thanks for sharing that. Let me ask you this. How much money would you need to make for this to be worth your time? So again, thanks for sharing. Let me ask you this. How much money do you need to make, or would you need to make for this to be worth your time? Because what we're doing is we're looking for people that's willing, right? We're looking for will, because we can teach skill, right? I can't teach will. If you have all the skills in the world, but you don't have the will to do it. That's why there's a lot of very talented people in the world. But, if they're not willing to exercise their talent, then, what is it about, right? So the key is you wanted to identify the will from people. You want to qualify people to see if they want to participate. All right. So, and once you can allow them to see that it's worth it to them, right? They'll say, I've had people say, well, I mean, I need to make at least an extra $500 a month. And I just share stories of people on my team, stories of people in the company that's able to make an extra $500 a month part-time, right? It's just validating to them that, hey, it's not a matter of can you do this? It's a matter of if you want to do this, right? Identifying that, being and you're remaining consultative, asking the right questions, so you can let them know that I'm really here to support you and serve you. So that's really it's great stuff there. And then so let's move along. How about I can't afford this? Okay, I can't afford this. In the beginning, I used to get this a lot. I don't get it as much anymore. When it just doesn't really happen. But when I do get it, one of the ways I learned to overcome this is I would just let them know, hey, thanks for being honest. Like if somebody were to look at the information, see the price, and they're ready to join, right? Ready to get started. It's I would say, hey, thanks for being honest. Let me ask you this. I would say, hey, when can you come up with the $20, right? The $100, whatever the amount is for them to get started, right? Because by this time, you've already provided enough consultation to your prospect to identify their goals, their aspirations, and whether they want to make a little bit of money or a lot of money, right? And that's one of the qualifying questions to ask people when they see stuff, right? And they're excited. I would ask them, you want to make a little bit or a lot? It just allows me to narrow down what package to recommend. Because at the end of the day, I'm the professional. I'm providing them the consultation that's going to allow them to capitalize on their dreams or their goals, right? So you want to ask them, Sked, thanks for being honest. Let me ask you this. When can you come up with the money, whatever the amount is, so we can start working, right? So I always want to tie that into whatever they said they wanted, right? So we can start working on making that extra $500 a week, the extra $500 a month to help you with your car note, to help you get a new car, so you don't have to worry about the old junky car right now. It's so you have you don't have to worry about being late to work, stuff like that, right? Or pay off your bill. So the key to this is you want to, for me, is identifying what their true objection is, and also allowing them to see the future, and revalidating the fact that they want something, and the thing that they want, this will allow them to get a piece of that, right? So anybody else want to share their insights on how they overcome I can't afford this?
Yo, Civ.
Hey,
This is Mark, Mark Jackson from North Carolina. Great topic. And I apologize, guys. I really am unpresentable right now. So I'm going to stay on. I'm not going to I'll let you look at my picture. Yeah.
You look great.
Thanks. But yeah, this is a great topic, man. And I just wanted to share a couple of things. Going back to the ones that we're talking about, they didn't have time. You know, we always can go back to, and I know you all have heard this a million times, but the feel, felt, found, right? You always go back to that. You know, hey, I know exactly how you feel. I was in that same situation. I felt the exact same way, but then I found out. Okay, so you just want to nicely, within the flow of conversation, feel, felt, found. Don't let it sound like a robot. Just kind of flow with it. Let me tell you, and then after you say, hey, let me show you what I found, that's when you tell your story. Okay, and it relaxes those. It relaxes that person. Also, when they talk about they don't have enough time, you know, there's one way to increase. We only have 24 hours in a day. So you just want to kind of relax them and say, hey, I totally get it, right? You're always on their side. I totally get it. But do you know that there is a way to get more than 24 hours in a day? And they're going to look at you kind of crazy, like, how can you do that? And you do that through people power, because, you know, you're not going to be on your own. The reason why you feel busy, you feel like you don't have time, is because you feel like you're going to be doing this by yourself. I'm going to help you. We've got experts that's actually going to help you. Even while you're at work, we got simple little ABC steps where even while you're at work or out with your family, we can actually still help you, not do it for you, but help you build your business, help you even get sales, right? And of course, all that's generated from their contacts and their list and so forth. And then the other thing I wanted to mention, Civ, is, I'm trying to read my notes here while you were talking. How does that make, what was that last thing you were talking, I can't read my writing. How does that, yeah, when they can't afford it, when they can't, or when they say they can't afford it, guys, I like to lean on the emotional aspect of that, because you really want to touch people and let them know. So here's a question you guys might not have thought about. When someone says they can't afford it, I just ask them, well, how does that make you feel? Right? See, I mean, now we're just switching gears on them. And, you know, how does that make you feel? Because you know it makes them feel bad, right? But you just say, how does that make you feel? You know, if there was a way, right? If there was a way that I could show you where you could afford it and you could get started, or you could purchase that product, you know, would you give me 2 more minutes of your time? And then boom, you got them. So that was just a couple of tips, couple of tips there. So I appreciate the time.
Thank you, Mark. Thanks for hopping on here. Man, that's a lot of great information. And some of it I heard is actually through the book, Right or Almost Right, the feel, felt, found component. And truly, thanks for reminding us, it's not just about the communication, right? Because we know what to say, how to say it, especially if you practice this until you can't get it wrong. But just remember that it's not about just what you say and how to say it. It's really about the connection. And you said, how does that make you feel? Like that really, man, if you were to ask me that when I was, you know, I gave that objection, I would really think about that. Like, and as a father that want to, you know, next level my lifestyle and really take care of my family, it's going to really make me think. And it's going to really make me think. And so thank you so much for that. And so, yeah, guys, you know, the other one we have is, you know, I can't do what you do. And I think Kat just kind of mentioned that, right? It's what you do, you know, every day, what you do with your prospect, the process, all that, you know, is really going to have them feel a certain way, right? If you can't get past the whole, I can do this, you can't get people to say, I can do this, then, you know, how do I get started? You know, all that other stuff doesn't really matter, right? Because quite frankly, it's all about the confidence and the belief that they can do it. It could be through you or through someone else. And that's why we talk so much about this, the success the circle of success. I don't know if you guys can see this from the book, right? If you get the book, it is circle of success. It's all about third party validation, right? Because when you get away from, okay, you, me, and into we, and getting people to talk to Mark Jackson, right? Talk to Catherine Vang, talk to John Haremza, right? Or Lori Andrews, right? When people get to talk to other people, especially if they're first party, they know you, it's no longer just hype, like you're excited, right? It's like validation, because confirmation beats the conversation that you have with people, right? Confirmation is, if it works for other people, it's got to work for me. It's ironic, right? That it works that way, but that's how it works. Because no matter how much success John Haremza has, he still has people in his life that's first party that would say, nah, it's not going to work for me. However, if John were to introduce them to Dave Jordan, another third party that can maybe connect with them, right? Not just communication. Remember, it's not just what you say, it's really how you say it, the connection that you have with people. And so, I can't do this. I had to really look at myself and see, okay, what am I doing to get people to not get past that? Because that's the first filter, okay? That's the first filter, is if you get people to feel comfortable, right? Like Coach Mark Jackson was talking about, get them to kind of relax a little bit, right? That's the key. The nonchalant connection, okay? The connection, remember, it's connection, not just communication. Nonchalant connection you have with people, it's more important than all the right things to say, because that's key. And that's why this is such a warm market business, as you're building relationships. Anybody else who want to elaborate on that real quick before we go to next?
Hey, Siv, I wanted to share a story real quick.
Yeah, come on in.
I just wanted to share, because you brought something to my mind, and this will be my last time talking, y'all. But you just brought something. You just brought something to my mind.
Yeah, because you're dropping like gold bars, man. So yeah.
But you brought something to mind, because you were basically talking about the three-way call and finding people that can make a connection. And I cannot being a retired nurse of 25 years and also having an incredible ambulance story, when I was supposed to have my second back surgery, and some of y'all might have seen or heard that story, but that is a great way to connect. I can't tell you how many people, and I'm talking about other diamonds and whatever from around the country, that have connected and put me on three-way calls, not to help them recruit, but to tell my ambulance story to someone that they had that could benefit probably from the ambulance product and so forth. I mean, it's just crazy. They'll inbox me, say, hey, could you please tell your story? I've got a prospect here. So even though we might be talking about recruiting, you can also use this. I had a guy in Chicago.
Okay, I don't know if that's me or you. Can you guys hear Coach? No.
Nope.
Okay, he just dropped. Okay. All right. We'll just
my internet connection. You got me back?
Go. Yeah, we got you back.
Okay. And so I had a guy in Chicago. He was also a nurse, retired, and he didn't believe my ambulance story, but he got on the ambulance. I said, just try it. And he had a dramatic results the way I did. So now he's excited. He tells another retired nurse in Chicago about it. And just like he didn't believe me, she didn't believe him. So what did he do? He got her on a three-way call with me, and I told my ambulance story again. And long story short, this lady bought a builder pack of nothing but ambulance, because she got such incredible results from a walker to being able to walk without a walker. So it's just powerful when you can bring people together. Doesn't matter who's down line, cross line, whatever. Keep jumping on these Zooms and listen to these incredible stories of people on the Wednesday and whenever the Zooms take care. This one, right? And get their information and connect. You'll be surprised. One last story. I did a Facebook Live yesterday. And I did a random Facebook Live, and I talked about my three of my favorite products, and one of them was the Detox Tea. And one of the guys, I forget where he lives, but he's not even in my organization, but we're friends. He was at work. He was at work and had his phone on speakerphone watching my Facebook Live. There were 3 people standing behind him listening to me talk on his cell phone, right, on Facebook. And when I got to the tea, he said, when the Facebook Live was over, they said, what's this about that tea that guy was talking about? And he did not even realize that they were listening. He sold all three of them, went to his website and bought a Vitox tea on the spot. On the spot. So this, my friend could have talked to, he was blue in the face and maybe not got those sales. But because those people that were eavesdropping behind him felt a connection from somebody they didn't even know in North Carolina, he gets 3 sales. So it's just incredible.
Man, that's awesome. Okay, you that is awesome. You know, it reminds me, I think one of your trainings you mentioned, you know, stories sell, facts tell, right? Stories sell, facts tell. Just really think about that. That is a powerful, powerful testimony on really the power of stories. You know, just getting people to see just the results that you get from some of our incredible products. So let's just do rapid fire real quick. Hopefully this is not a mistake. You know, we're going to be ending soon. Rapid fire real quick. So is this a pyramid scheme? Right? Anybody? How do you remember this one? Anybody? Rapid fire real quick. All right. So is this a pyramid scheme?
No, it's not a pyramid scheme. Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. Thanks, Haddy. Yeah, I remember that conversation. Do you like, yeah, Mark Jackson, do you like pyramids? I just tell people like this, man, is that what you're looking for? If they say yes, then I'll say, okay, great. You're going to like this even more because it's legit. If they say no, okay, well, let me show you. Okay. I just keep it simple. I need to talk to my wife, husband. I like to always find out, like, you know, is it a real objection? That's the key, right? You never want to assume. You never want to assume. You want to ask the question to identify it's real. And then you want to, you know, like, you share a story. And so I would always say, hey, it's, you know, like, what is it that, like, if you were to share this with your wife or husband, what would you share with him or her? Right? That's how I would say it. Because then it allows me to just position how to share it effectively. Because I'll say, okay, Blair, hey, great, man. Thanks for being honest. Now, quick question. If you were to share this with your wife, what would you want to share with her? Because that allows me to see what kind of in a way, indirectly, I'm asking them, what did you like best? Because they're just going to share what they like best with their wife, right? So, but their wife might not like the same thing they like. So then what I would say is, hey, you know, have you ever shared anything with your wife and she kind of like shot bullet holes through it or just said, hey, that's not my thing? I said, hey, the reason I'm saying that is because it happened to me, man. You know, it happened to me. And I just want to make sure that if you're going to share with your wife, we want to share the same exact information you saw, right? So could you please do me and you a favor and send and show her this video? Because you, again, it's either I'm directing the flow of information myself and sending it to people directly. But when I'm in a situation where someone say, hey, let me just show it with my significant other, I want to also make sure that I can control the flow of information gathering. Otherwise, I'm just going to leave that person to, you know, like, you know, yeah, exactly, Blair. That is the key, man. That's the key. Because that sometimes also tells you who the decision maker is, okay? And so you want to make sure that you give them enough information and confirmation to make an educated decision, because that's what we're doing, right? We're in consultative sales. We are in sales, but we're in consultative sales. We're not just throwing things out there and expect people to buy. Anybody else would like to add it in onto the, is this a pyramid scheme, or I need to talk to my husband or wife real quick before we move along? All right. Going once, going twice. Sweet. Hey, man, that's incredible. Thank you so much, everybody, for just hopping on with us. And just, you know, like I said, just in spending your time, because it's often taken for granted, especially it's a Friday, right? We have other things to do other than be on here live. And also, you know, if you're watching the recording, it means so much to me that you're making an effort to be here to grow yourself and really help people in this industry build it better by becoming the example. So with that said, I just want to say, I hope you enjoyed this part of the process, and also big ups to John Haremza for believing in me to, you know, come on here and just kind of do my thing and act like him. And, you know, it's all good. So really appreciate you guys. You know, thank you so much. And looking forward to seeing you again next Friday, right? Friday, I don't know the date, but it's every Friday, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Looking forward to seeing you again. So bye for now. Thank you.